Okay, so welcome back. Today we are working on Eureka Module 4, Lesson 1, and this is our second day of working on this lesson. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, our objective is relate 1 more, 1 less, 10 more, and 10 less to addition and subtraction of 1 and 10. So like we learned yesterday, it's just adding 1 and adding 10. But today, we're going to focus on subtracting 1 and subtracting 10. So let's go ahead and look at some words that we should know. Now, the first word that I have right here is subtraction. Subtraction is to take part away from the whole. Usually you have two numbers. One number is bigger, and you've got to take part of it away. So when you take part of it away, you're doing subtraction. The next word is difference. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. And then we have 1 less and 10 less. So whenever I say 1 less or 10 less, it's the same as saying subtract 1 or subtract 10, or it could be -1 or -10. Okay, so let's review. Let's make some numbers. Our first number that we're going to make is 45. So 45, we have 4 tens. So you can see I have 4 tens right there. And then I have 5 ones. So when I make the number 45, I have 4 tens and 5 ones. Let's do something with that number. So here, let's take 1 away. I have the number 45. You can see I have 4 tens and 5 ones. So here is a subtraction sentence. It says 45 take away 1. So let's go ahead and make that happen. There it goes, bye. So we took 1 away, so what am I left with? Well, if I looked right here, I have 4 tens, and then I have 4 ones left. So that means I have 44. So I can say that 44 is 1 less than 45. Okay, let's see what happens when I take 10 away. So I have 45 again. You can see I have 4 tens and 5 ones. Here's my subtraction sentence, 45 take away 10. Now keep in mind, we're not going to take away from the ones place. We're going to take away a whole 10. So let's go ahead and see what happens when it goes away. Goodbye 10. And what am I left with? I'm left with 3 tens and 5 ones. So that means I have 35. So I could say that 35 is 10 less than 45. Okay, let's go ahead and make another number. I'm going to work with 52. Yesterday I worked with 52. I like 52. So let's go ahead and make 52. When I make 52, I have 5 tens, and then I have 2 ones. So here's my number 52. We're going to take 1 away. So let me go ahead and pull up the number sentence, 52 minus 1. Let's go ahead and see it go away. Goodbye 1. There you go. So 52 take away 1 equals 51. And you see that because I have 5 tens and just 1 1 left. So I can say that 51 is 1 less than 52. Let's go ahead and continue. I have the number 52 again, and I'm going to take away 10. So I have 5 tens and 2 ones. I'm not going to take away a 1 this time. I'm going to take away a 10. So here's my subtraction sentence. 52 take away 10 is equal to, ready to see that 10 go away? Goodbye 10. How many tens am I left with? I'm left with 4 tens and 2 ones. So I have 52 take away 10 is equal to 42. So 42 is 10 less than 52. Okay, let's go ahead and review the arrow way. Now you can remember that yesterday we talked about the arrow way, and we talked about how when we have our arrows, we add. Well, today we're going to subtract. So instead of 34 plus 1, you can notice I have the minus sign right there. So we're going to take away 1. We're going to have 1 less. So let's go ahead and look at my hundreds chart and see what it looks like when I have 1 less. Okay, so I have the number 33. Now, yesterday what we did was we did 1 more, and 1 more was equal to 34. But today what I want to focus on is 1 less. So instead of going to 34, let's go ahead and see what happens. Do you see right here it says -1? Let's take away 1. And where do I go? I go the other direction. So I have 32 now. Now, what if the question said 10 less? Yesterday we did 10 more, and remember we went down because our number got bigger. But if I'm going to do 10 less, well, let me go ahead and clear this, and I'm going to start right here at 33, and I'm going to subtract 10. So watch which way I go. I went up. So I went to 23. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like when we do the arrow way. Okay, so I'm back here. On the other page, I did the example with 33, but 34, it's the same thing. We're gonna go the opposite way. So 1 less than 34 is 33. So now I have the same number, 34, and I'm going to take away 10. Now keep in mind, when we take away 1, we take away a number from the ones place. We don't touch the tens. The tens stay the same. The only time we touch 10 is when it says to take away from the tens place, or if we have like a 9 or a 0. And that's something that we'll save for a little later. But right here, you can see I have the number 34 and it says to take away a 10. So look at this number right here, 34. I have 3 tens. So if I take 1 away from 3, that leaves me with 2 tens. So that means that I have 24. Okay, let's practice a few more. So I have 63 and I'm going to take away 1. So if I think of 63 on a hundreds chart, I've got to go backwards. My number is going to get smaller. So think of what number comes before 63. You can look at your hundreds chart if you need to. So what is that number? That number is 62. Okay, now 54, I'm going to take away 10. So remember, I'm going to be looking at this number right here. So if I have a 50, 10 less than 50 is 40. So my number is going to be 44. 49 again, let's take away 1 from right here. So 9 take away 1 equals 8. Remember, I leave my tens the same, so it's 48. Now I have 76, take away 10. I'm not going to touch the ones place this time. I'm going to take away 10. So 7 take away 1 equals 6. So that's 66. Okay, let's go ahead and solve this one right here. We have 32 take away 1. Let's go ahead and look at this arrow way. I have 32 minus 1. So when I have 32 minus 1, I'm going to go the opposite way on my hundreds chart, and that is 31. Now, I want you to look at this problem because it already gave me the answer. It's 21, but the only thing that's missing is this right here. To get from 31 to 21, did I subtract 10 or did I subtract 1? I subtracted a 10, so I'm going to go ahead and put a minus 10 right there because that's how I got to 21. Let's go ahead and look at the next problem. 97, take away 10, take away 1, take away 1. So we're going to use the arrow way to find our number right here in this box. So 97 take away 10. I'm going to look at my tens, and 1 less than 9 is 8. So that means that I have 87. Now I'm not going to take away 10 anymore. I'm only going to take away 1. So when I have a 7, 1 less than that is 86. And let's keep counting backwards. 87, 86, 85, and then I have my number when I use the arrow way. Okay, let's look at the pattern and find the rule. So I have these 4 problems here, and I'm either going to add 1, subtract 1, add a 10, or subtract 10. So let's look at 44, and I get all the way to 4. So what am I going to do to get those numbers? Am I going to add or subtract? Are those numbers getting bigger or smaller? Well, if I start with 44 and I get to 4, those numbers are getting smaller. So am I going to subtract 10 or subtract 1? Well, let's see. I have 44, 34. Oh, look at that. It looks like I am leaving my ones the same, but my tens are changing. So if I go from 44, 34, 24, 14, and then 4, I am subtracting 10. That's the minus 10 rule. Okay, let's look at the next one. I'm starting at 44 again, but now I'm ending at 84. So I go from 44 to 84. So, what am I doing there? Well, let's figure that out. 44, I'm definitely going up. So am I going up by 1? Is the next number 45? I don't think so. I'm making some pretty big jumps there. So it's 44, 54, 64, 74, 84. I'm definitely adding 10. Okay, the next one. I have the first number is blank. It always stinks when that first number is blank. It's so hard to figure out where to start. Let's look at the second number and see what comes next. So I have 43, 42, and then 40. Well, my numbers aren't getting too much smaller. They're getting smaller, but I'm not going down by 10. So I think I'm subtracting 1. So if I have to think about what number comes before 43, well, look, I've been starting at 44, and I bet you I'm going to start at 44 again. Yep, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. So I am subtracting 1. And my final one is I just have 2. I have 44 and 34. Well, to get from 44 to 34, I know I need to go down 10. So let's go ahead and add 10. I have 54, 64. So 64 is probably the first number, but you know what? Let me get this number first, because sometimes when we go down, it's just easier to finish the pattern where you can. So I have 44, 34, and then here I would have 24. So look at my tens, 2, 3, 4. I wonder how many tens I'm going to have here. 5, 54. So then I'm going to start at 64. And my rule is I'm subtracting tens again. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. This problem is going to be on your seesaw page, so make sure you're paying attention because you have the answer right here. There are 61 balloons, 12 blew away. How many are left? I know I need to make a subtraction sentence. I know that if I have 61 balloons and 12 went away, I need to subtract. But we haven't gotten to how to subtract these numbers yet, but I do know the arrow way, so I'm going to use that to help me. Now, I'm going to start with 61, but I know that 12 is 1 10 and 2 ones. So let's go ahead and start an arrow way. I'm going to go ahead and put a 61, and I know that I'm going to take away 10, and then I'm going to take away 2 ones. So there's 1 1 and 2 ones. So let's put our boxes right there and let's figure it out. So 61 take away 10. Remember, I'm going to take away a 10, so that means I'm going to go up. So 61 take away 10 equals 51. And now I'm going to go backwards counting by ones. So 51, before that comes 50, and right before 50 comes 49. So that means that 61 take away 12 is 49. All right, so if you have any questions, don't forget to ask me. I'm always here for you. And let's go ahead and review your seesaw assignment today. Okay, for seesaw today, you're going to find the rule. We have 4 different ones. So you're going to look at it really closely and you're going to tell me, are you going to subtract 1? Are you going to subtract 10? Are you going to add 1? Or are you going to add 10? And then you're going to fill these out. Remember, you click and you just type the answer there. And let's go ahead and do the first one together. We have 55, 45, and then I end up at 15. I am definitely subtracting 10. So I would put 35 right here, and then I'll put 25, and then I end up at 15. So my rule is subtracting 10. So I'm going to drag and drop that right there. Now you are going to do the rest of them on your own. You have subtract 1, adding 10, and adding 1 more. Okay, let's look at this one right here. Now remember, it says to show 10 more and 1 more. Also, I need to fix this so that way I could put 10 more, 1 more, 10 less, and 1 less. Okay, one trick that I found is that if you get your little highlighter tool and you can look at this right here, you see the 54, I'm going to use my highlighter tool to highlight this one, 44. So if I do 44, then I know that 44 is 10 less, so I can type it in right there. And then you have 1 more, 10 more, and 1 less. So go ahead and work on that on your own, and we'll be assigning these on random days. So make sure you know your patterns on how to get 10 more, 1 more, 10 less, and 1 less. And let's go ahead and we're going to do the arrow way with subtraction this time. Remember, look at all of these. They say minus, not addition. And then finally, we have our story problem that we did on the last one. I want to make sure that you guys were listening. So make sure you fill out your arrow way. And that's it. So go ahead and get that done, and we'll see you later. Bye.